one little like changes everything in what you were trying to say. And autocorrect is just like the worst. Alright. I think the Cat and False are going to go their double Wario team. Yep. So we're going to get a taste of the new double Wario. And the Cat and False extremely dominant in Brawl teams with that team synergy that double Wario brings. But now with the new throw system and how basically everything launches you.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen Wario in this game much at all. So I'm really interested. I've heard a lot of cool things about the character. Pretty much I haven't gotten a solid opinion if he's like really good or really bad or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested in seeing what this character is all about. Right now the tournament's a big learning experience for everybody.
Yes.
So it's going to be really fun to watch an innovative tournament.
I know one thing, when Malcolm gets his hands on Wario, he's going to test the air dodge or spot dodge combo. Doesn't work, doesn't work. Look, the two Wario monsters right here, right away, it doesn't work.
Air dodge, spot dodge, forward smash.
Air dodge, spot dodge combo. But apparently it doesn't work, just like it did in Brawl, so sorry, Malcolm. But he'll find a way. That man's mad smart. Alright. Looks like we're gonna get into round one. Sandbag. Can you eat the sandbag still? Oh, snap. Alright. Everyone daps up. Alright,
here we go.
Going with Pac-Man Link.
Alright, Pac-Man Link teams. We've got a we've got a fire hydrant here. Trying to cool things off. Link's got Wario on the ropes. Oh, I wish we had tags here so we can see these players' names. But we know that the Wario team is NAKAT and False, so a little bit of playstyle we'll be able to discern who's... Oh, okay, we do have it on the right. Interesting. That's cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, alright.
Did you see that with Pac-Man? It looked like he was down for the count about 2 or 3 times. And
well, recovery is greatly buffed in this game due to the fact that we have a new ledge mechanic where you can just grab the ledge from even if somebody else is holding it. Which a lot of people actually seem to like this change. You know, it changes the way edge guarding is from being a very passive state to being a very active state.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of action on the edge now, and even when a person does attempt to edge guard, being knocked off puts you right in that kind of neutral position over by the edge. So it's really like who's faster and who can see what's going on.
Yeah, and it perpetuates a lot of aerial gameplay, which I think is a very interesting mechanic.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Just rolling through.
That was not only very fast, but it was also quite strong.
Yeah.
I'd like to see, just how much disadvantage that has on block, because the move looked crazy.
Oh, there's the walk getting it done. And you saw just before that, one of the Warriors down through, and it wasn't that set knockback on the ground like in Brawl, but it launched in the air to an up air follow-up. So there's a difference in the double Wario combination already.
Yeah. Now Wario seems to be maintaining a lot of his older attributes, being a very mobile aerial-based character. We'll see how that works out in the new game now that things are a little bit safer on block. It can increase his approach options greatly. One thing I have noticed about the game is that characters overall have vastly enhanced approaches. Dash attacks as a whole have been widely buffed. Even though rolling and shielding still seems to be powerful, it's not unbalanced in the way that it was in Brawl.
Yeah, that's a really good point. There were certain characters in Brawl that had extremely good rolls that they can just take advantage of all the time.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of reports of decreased vulnerability frames at the end of rolls. Yeah. Wow, Pac-Man, that recovery, like just a triple up B, I'm not even sure. It's such a mind game.
Yeah, you really need to be patient when dealing with that.
Oh, big damage coming out from Pac-Man.
That fire hydrant's a good move.
Yeah, it really gives him a foundation of a place where he can, set up and establish a place on the stage. And of course, you know, Smash being the name of the game, stage control is one of the most important factors. So being able to just simply say, listen, this is my territory, and it'll be difficult to approach me here. I can take over this spot. That's a kind of unique move, you know, a little bit akin to Snake's grenades or Diddy's bananas, which we saw were very, very powerful tools in previous iterations.
Yeah, Pac-Man just controlling the stage with all of these projectiles and these kind of stayed hitboxes out. Kind of can choose when he wants to set off, especially that hydrant, as we saw with that water shooting up or to the sides.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Of course, it doesn't seem to be too great of a strategy against the double Wario. That being, Wario's a very mobility-based character.
Yeah,
spends most of his time in the air, and he's able to easily avoid the hitboxes from the water. Meanwhile, Link, who is not as savvy, you know, when he's airborne, is actually suffering a little bit of friendly fire. So the Warios are pulling ahead, but the game is not too far from being close. Oh, we've got some friendly fire. In that situation, you almost want to instantly throw your partner. You don't want to just allow a 2v1 situation where, you know, you give two opponents the choice of how they punish you both. Just instantly get out of the grab situation. Okay, your partner suffers 12 damage from a throw. Friendly fire happens all the time, but you don't want to give your opponent the best case scenario setup. So always throw them right away if you grab your partner by accident in doubles.
And Keitaro falls. As Pride still on the field with Pac-Man. There's the D throw, misses the up throw, up air, sorry.
Yeah, a classic combo, not quite exactly the same as it was before, but they'll get the they'll get the teamwork down in just a second. Experimenting with the forward throw. Now edge guarding's a little bit different. See, before, even in Melee, what would happen is in a 2v1 edge guard situation, it'd be wow.
Whoa.
That's a recovery right there. As I was saying, in previous iterations of the game, in a 2v1 situation, you can have one player actively edge guard and the other one simply passively grab the ledge. But now if you bypass the actively recovering player, that would be it. Right now, I don't even think it's worth challenging Pac-Man on the ledge right here. I think we're just going to let him suicide.
Wow!
Oh my god!
Yo, this man came back from deep! That was crazy! Yo, Pac-Man is nuts by the edge.
Yeah, this guy's recovery is top class.
It's not like linear either.
No, it's not at all. He has a lot of recovery options. Nice footstool.
Yeah.
Footstools him out of the recovery.
Wow.
And that means False and the Cat will take game 1 of the set.
Yes, with 3 fingers up.
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Again, please follow Clash Tournaments, facebook.com/Clash Tournaments. Tweet at us, Clash Tournament. The S is missing. The Twitter character length restriction, of course. Make sure you follow us. And please share the stream, tweet it out, let everybody know. Right now, we're live streaming the tournament. We've got a lot of top players here. False, NAKAT, Pride, and...
Nairo's here.
Whoa. Who? No, the other player in the set. Oh, Keitaro.
Keitaro.
Yeah, you tight, Rich? Yeah, he's mad.
Some guy who hosts tournaments.
Yeah, no, Keitaro. Everybody loves Keitaro. No, it's just because like he's slightly cut off from the player cam. That's why. I was just like, I was looking and I was like, who's here? But we do have other players here: Luigi-sama, Majiski, Nairo, just to name a few.
Yeah, Raptors in the building.
Yes. Big shout outs to Rasker. Wish you were here, Oscar. I'm almost sure you're tuning in right now. Big love for Pee-wee. Shout out to Pee-wee. I don't know. I don't have the chat in front of me, but
if he's probably there.
But I mean, you know, you just show some love for the kid. You know what I'm saying? I wish the rest of
All right, and Pride going to the pink Yoshi.
All right, so the Pac-Man, while having an astonishing recovery, wasn't enough to clutch out the last game. Pride switches up the character a little bit to something he's a little bit more familiar with. Talking to Pride before the tournament, he said he'd been practicing Pac-Man for the last 2 days, but his Yoshi experience had just carried over so much from the previous iterations of the game that he felt that his Yoshi was much stronger. So he said he will be trying Yoshi in tournament. He did want to stick to Pac-Man since that's what he's been practicing, but he has now switched to the Yoshi. Doesn't actually seem to be working out too well as he is trailing the Pac in HP. Let's see if he can find some footing on the ground. And then perhaps start to make an impact in a positive way in this game for himself.
And the Cat going with one of his co-mains from Brawl with the Fox. So, and as I've heard, Fox is pretty decent in Smash 4 already, so I'm excited to see how NAKAT develops this metagame as he has knowledge of Fox at a higher level.
Yeah, I mean, Fox seems like a character that actually would still do well in a game which really rewards frame traps and resets, which I feel this game does drastically. See, the thing about Melee, of course it has frame traps, of course it has resets, but Melee is largely about combos. It has a very healthy amount of hit stun and mobility options, meaning that you can follow up your attacks in a very distinguished fashion. Alright, in Brawl, the game was pretty much all frame traps if you're talking about aggressive approaches, because there wasn't enough actual hit stun to make true combos. However, you can put your opponent in a negative situation, and because of the nature of shield and the nature of the game being airborne, once you land a hit on your opponent, follow-ups are definitely possible by limiting the options your opponent has. Very nice forward air by Yoshi there. Getting that Wario stock off of him, tying up the game to 4 stocks a team. Everybody's at 2 stocks now. In this game, what I'm seeing is you have a mixture of the best of both worlds. We do have some combos, but not Melee level of combos, which is pretty healthy because some of the combos in Melee are a little bit ludicrous. You know, you just see entire stocks disappear. The game is sometimes anti-fun. I mean, we've all seen those chants like, hey, hey, as Martha's like 0 to deathing a fox because he grabbed him on MD or something like that. Like, nobody wants to watch that, to be real. I mean, every once in a while it's fine, but...
I like when Music King does it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's because Music King throws a little swag on there for the fans.
Yeah.
You all know, you know what I'm talking about. Like,
sir.
So in this game, what I think is unique is you do have the combos, you do have the follow-ups, but when you follow up, your opponent doesn't have so little hit stun that they can punish you for attacking them. You don't really get punished for attacking from what I've seen. So you can actually approach your opponent and you can follow them, and even though you don't get outrageous combos, you can get really great resets, and that leads to a very intuitive game, both from an offensive and defensive perspective. And to be honest, that one observation is the thing that makes me most excited for Smash 4 above everything else.
For sure. Yeah, it's great to see that there are combos in the game, but it's not like muscle memory kind of brain dead-ish combinations going on. And even though the game is still early, I can see it now. There's that room for creativity.
Absolutely. Now, I do think, once the players get a lot more lab time than they've had so far, I mean, the game just came out in Japan, and all these nerds have Japanese 3DSs to play it. But in a month, pretty much everybody will have the game, and then massive numbers of people will be playing the game around the entire world. That'll be great, and once all that lab time gets added up, we're going to find a lot of true combos that are going to be relatively inescapable, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Obviously everybody loves combos. It's the heart of offensive gameplay, and it allows you to link things together. It feels really rewarding. But, the game has the defensive mechanics to complement it, and it's going to be really good, really healthy. So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and Teams seems to flow pretty well in Smash 4.
One thing I have to say also about the game that I really like is the art direction.
Oh man,
now
this game is great.
You guys can't really get the same idea as if you haven't held the game in your hands. Because obviously you're watching it on screen, so the resolutions are not the same. On a 3DS screen, I promise you this game is beautiful. It looks very pretty. Very, very pretty. I really, to be honest, I can't even wait for the one-player modes and just all of those things. Wow, excellent combos. But there's just a lot of things about the way the game looks. It's very pretty. You can see how much effort was put into, the clashing effects, the hitbox effects. When you hit somebody, just the smoke flying off the characters, the lightning rips when a big move connects. Like, everything just looks so clean, so beautiful. The game looks very polished, so very impressive. See, like, it's great.
Just blow!
And there it goes, NAKAT taking off the first set, advancing into the next round of the doubles tournament, putting Pride and Keitaro into the losers bracket.
Yeah, that's a rough first round, playing one of the top premier Brawl teams. But, we're here to have fun today. We're here to learn.